Today on The Social. Did Olympian Noah Lyles trip up his first look reaction to his wife's wedding dress?
Oh, wow, okay.
Why some people are saying I don't to his response. And an employee is claiming sexism is at play for not receiving a promotion. But her boss says she's just bad at her job. Is this a case of bad leadership? Then, still hunting for the perfect spring jacket? From a classic trench to sporty layers, stylist Erica Wark is here to guide us all. Plus, Canadian actress Sophia takes us backstage at Clyde's, a funny and moving play about a sandwich shop run by ex-cons. It all starts now on The Social.
Thank you for joining us on this Friday. So good. And also thank you to Emma Hunter, actor comedian, is back again.
Thank you for having me. I love to be here.
We always love it when you're here. Yeah. And I like how you're little, sort of cougar-esque.
I know, I'm a cougar now. Yeah.
It's good.
So watch out.
Same.
Okay?
Same.
Very dangerous.
Okay, we're starting with this. Olympic track star Noah Lyles had an unexpected reaction to his bride's wedding dress, and fans are kind of cringing. Take a look.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, wow. I didn't think you would go with the princess dress.
So, is this an inappropriate reaction, or was it just nerves?
All right, you know what, y'all? It's Friday. Let's go for violence with Noah.
Yeah!
The first reaction I had was annulment. Girl, you needed to turn around and leave this man.
Wow.
Because, okay, so Noah is a well-decorated Olympic athlete who has a reputation for being a little bit of a jerk to his opponents.
Okay.
And I think all that this video did was prove to us that it's not just his opponents that he's a jerk to, also his wife. Because I think you have to have an extremely low IQ to not understand what that moment meant for her. This is a moment we've all seen on TikTok a million times.
Yeah.
It's your first look at your bride, and you hit her with the, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And the worst part is seeing her reaction, because you can see how deflated she is, and he doesn't catch on. The video goes on, he doubles down, and then he laughs. And I just feel like any man out there who's like, I'm just being honest. Listen, you are not Tim Gunn. This is not Project Runway. Nobody wants your assessment of princess cut and what she's supposed to wear. You're supposed to look into her eyes and say, honey, I love you. You look beautiful. And that's it. It's not hard, Noah.
It's not hard. If I was in that situation, I would be absolutely crushed. I'm gonna try to take the other side, which just insofar as imagine if, not all tuxedos are created equal either. And so let's just imagine if you turned around and your partner-to-be was wearing something like a 1970s blue tuxedo with how could you suppress a reaction?
I don't think it was about the dress. Can I say what I think?
What do you think it was about?
I think the dude glitched. There were so many cameras. Everybody had this zoop thing on him, and I think he was like,
what do I do?
Still, he blew it.
You're being nice. This is a man who runs at the Olympics. There are a million cameras everywhere.
He blew it.
Not a new thing for him.
But I do think there is a thing when everybody's staring you, the expectation to absolutely nail it. You can tell he's like, that was his actual reaction.
Do you think
he should have lied? You should have lied.
Yes,
You've been coached. That's the thing. He's in sports. You couldn't be coached.
Always lie.
Why did they post it?
Yeah,
You know what?
Yes.
That's another.
It was so upsetting to me. I'm like, you know, Instagram is fake. You don't have to show everything.
Edit
Yeah,
it.
but
You can lie.
Yeah, I think, but you know what? That's a good question. But I think that's insight into the way that he interacts with her on a regular basis, where she's
Yes.
nose blind to his nonsense, and now that's why they posted it. And now we're all looking, and now we're all going, oh,
But
girl,
you
that's
see
the way your
her
man
face,
talks to you.
her face
He's-
was like,
Oh, she was
are
so
you
devastated.
kidding? Like
But
at
she-
first she
but
was
she
hurt,
didn't
but
get
then I
angry.
think she was like, you could just tell.
But she
this
didn't
has
leave
happened.
because I would have left. I'd have been like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
What'd you say to me?
I was confused not only about why they posted it, but is this a new thing where you show the dress to the groom before?
That's a good point.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Is that a new trend?
That's
and
a
I
new
just
trend.
didn't know about it?
I thought that was
pretty
bad
much
luck.
those videos.
Apparently, it is a new trend. I thought that was bad luck.
It's like the idea, like you walk down the aisle and then the man starts crying. And
Yeah.
it's just so beautiful because you're so beautiful. But this is like a social media thing where you're showing the dress.
It seems
Yeah.
bad, like a bad
I was
idea.
confused by the whole thing.
I will say, and this might be an unpopular take a tiny bit. I had a discussion. Jason and I had a discussion. Like I was obsessed with watching Say Yes to the Dress before I got
We all
married.
watched that
I
show,
was looking
yeah.
at all of it, getting ideas, being like, "Oh my God, she looks so amazing," and crying with them and everything. And so every once in a while, he'd wander and he'd be like, "Oh, do you like that dress?" Because he has an aesthetic. He's very stylish. He has a lot of opinions about these things. Thank you for validating
is.
this. You've worked with
He
my
is.
husband
He's in
before.
film.
He's in film. He knows what he's doing. But I think that it is okay for men in advance, or any partner in advance, to have a little bit of an
my
opinion.
gosh.
No, nothing. I know this is not popular. No,
Cynthia, you're such a nice wife. There's no way. I don't want to hear your damn opinion. Keep it to yourself.
I am a nice wife.
I've been
Thank
dressing
you.
myself way before I met you. I'm going to dress myself after I divorce you.
But okay,
please.
wait a minute.
Keep your opinion to
One more minute though.
yourself.
But are you
Sorry.
saying to me, have you never dated somebody where you're kind of a little bit like suspicious
We
of
do
their?
it to men.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm delicate about it. I'm delicate about
Okay.
it, especially if it's for a special occasion. I'm going to find the nice thing about it.
Well, that's what I mean.
And if
In
there's-
advance.
No,
In
no.
advance, you're
In
just kind
advance,
of-
I don't know. Sometimes you just get, he shows up in some some wacky shirt, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay. But I'm not going to deflate him, especially if there's not an opportunity for him to change his clothes, or I know how much effort
fair.
went into that
Fair.
look. It's not fair because you're ruining the whole event for that person. She's never going to let go of that moment for the rest of the day.
Yes.
It's
Maybe
always in the
it's
back of her
because
mind.
he saw the dress before the wedding.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
It turns out, if you want to save money on groceries, you should ban your man from shopping. According to Toronto Star, research found women are more price conscious than men. And when guys do the shopping, the household spends about 5% more. Emma, is this true in your home?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Like, no question. And I think the reason is, like, Tom is totally useless, and I think the reason is because in a grocery store.
Whoa.
In a grocery
I know,
store.
it's like,
Well,
whoa.
No, in the grocery store. And it's because you sort of fall into these roles, and we never really had a discussion about it, but the way our family works is falls under my umbrella of stuff. So I go there, I peruse the tomatoes, I enjoy the cereal section, I do my thing. If Tom McMillan went into a grocery store, like, I think he probably thinks mushrooms are $300. Like, he just hasn't been in one in years, and I think he would wreck my budget. I really
But
do.
do you know, I have to say, you can train them.
Yeah.
I have successfully trained Simon because he took over meal planning and grocery shopping.
I'm listening.
And in training him, he has just grown so much. But in training him, I've realized that I'm crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like when
Yes,
you have
I'm
to,
crazy.
when you have to
Yes.
explain to someone, okay, don't buy grapes if they're $4.99. That's simply too much. Or green onions, and you have to shop around. But we don't skimp on canned tomatoes. Canned tomatoes, if you're spending $3.99 or
olive oil.
$4.99,
That's a lot of
that's
talking you
fine.
gotta
And
do.
so like going back and forth, and he's just like, what? But he does it now. He
Guys,
does it, and
okay.
it's wonderful.
I'm just gonna do.
Thank you for the support.
I'm gonna do a shout out to my father here on television today because he would kick all of your butts at shopping.
No
all
way.
of them, everyone. He is the best shopper. He lives by his flyers. He knows exactly what the price is of every single item at every single grocery store across a 10-kilometer radius.
Yes.
Like,
and you go to more than one, right?
And they go to more than
Yeah.
one. He'll waste the gas. He doesn't care. He's not going to pay that price.
It's
not going to
nuts.
pay it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it is a bit sexist of us to be calling. And I certainly don't think this is a gendered thing. If anything, I think it's something that, like, I don't know. I suck at it. Like, I will admit, I'm too lazy. I think it comes
Yes.
from
Oh
how
my God.
frugal are you?
Yeah.
How motivated? How much time do you have on your hands?
But it also becomes like a
Interesting.
game. Don't you feel like
No,
I'm gonna
no.
find the cheapest
No.
green onion
I'll tell
that
you,
I can?
I'll tell you what I think this. What I smell is weaponized incompetence. Because
What?
weaponized, let me explain. So if
Weaponized
I don't
incompetence.
want to do something, I do it in a very poor way, and then I know it's gonna annoy my partner, and then my partner's gonna go, okay, forget it, I'll just do it.
I do that.
And then she adds that to her list. Because The men that I know are so overconfident with everything they do that I'm like, all of a sudden you can't pick up some food down an aisle? You think you can run a country? Donald Trump. You think that you guys are giving out orgasms all the time? That's not also not happening. But now we can't, but we believe that these men can't stick to a budget and pick out the food that they're gonna eat and then choose food for their family. I'm not buying it. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm gonna send you back. Practice makes perfect. Go back to the grocery store. This is your budget.
Don't forget to check the expiration date.
Yeah.
Expiration dates are really important.
Speaking of, my dad didn't believe in that date. He was like, that's a suggestion.
Oh, man, you gotta get the freshest one.
It kind of is just a suggestion. Anyway, we have got to go for a break, but on the other side is what do you do if your employee claims sexism is the reason she wasn't promoted, but actually she's just not very good at her job? We're gonna dig into that when we get back. Don't go anywhere. Yeah.
Monday on The Social, stars of the high-stakes drama Criminal Record tell us what twists and turns are coming in season 2.
We would love to see you here in person, and you can get your tickets to come and see the show, and tickets are always free.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to our next juicy topic. What would you do in this situation? Now, a boss wrote to The Cut saying their mediocre employee thinks she's being held back because she's a woman, but she just doesn't excel at her job. So is there a right way to communicate mediocrity to an employee?
Oh
Cynthia,
my gosh.
Yes.
You go first, darling. Handing you the baton.
I have been in a position of, like, I was a
boss
boss before, right? And I think that the first it starts with hiring the right people. And the thing is in this day and age, sometimes you get inherited employees. So first of all, I just want to say, like, I think one person's mediocre employee could be another person's superstar.
Yep.
And we've seen this happen a number of times right in this building. I can think of a few employees who were being treated like trash in their work environment. And then they left, they quit, and then they went on to become massive stars in the United States.
Yep.
So I'm just going to say that. So it's like, what changed then? Then in that case, it's kind of the leadership.
Then you're
right?
looking at the leadership going, you had this person and you didn't put this
That's
person
right.
on this platform.
What was wrong there?
But these people who are much higher than you saw the value in that person. Very interesting.
But
Conversely,
what
though,
if she's just a dud?
exactly.
Like, there's duds everywhere.
Of course.
It's a dud factory. There's duds.
Dud
So what if she
factory.
is independently a dud and she's like, this is because I'm a woman and it's actually because she's a dud? What is the move?
And the boss is also a woman. Hear me out. Like, I had this idea that the employee is acting like we sometimes associate men with acting, like sort of delusional in their skill set. Like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And normally the boss is like, yeah, you can do anything, because he's also a male.
Yeah.
But this boss is a woman. And so it's almost like the woman is not being able to see through, or she is rather able to see through that this woman is delusional with her skill set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And she isn't,
Yeah,
You go ahead,
this is a tricky one because, again, to your point, I know people. I have one friend who's very, very, very successful, and we worked together in the beginning of our career. I worked there for 3 years. She worked there for 7, and we went to our boss all the time looking for on-air opportunities. And this boss was like, "Sorry, I just don't see it." My friend turned out to be a huge superstar. I can't say her name because she works on the competition, but if I said her name, it might rhyme with Gina. But she's a big deal, and someone didn't see her value. On the other hand, I work with peers who see themselves as like, "Oh, I should be the executive producer," and everybody around them is going, "Of what?" Like, we're not seeing it. But I say workplaces are kind of like relationships. Sometimes you got to recognize that if you're having that friction and they're not seeing you, maybe it's time for you to move on. Just like not every partner is a spouse, not every job is going to really
I like
see
that
your
kind of
value.
goes back to what you were saying.
So you need to move on.
I also think, I mean, okay, so we go back to the original thing about how do you communicate to an employee that they're mediocre. I think one of the things you might want to do is like talk about job expectations right up front and being like really set clear
But then would they
guidelines.
hear
about
you?
that.
That's
When
what
they
the
hear you.
advice column said. They said you have to do that clearly and directly.
Carol, you're a dud.
Clear, but you know what? I don't think you could use the word mediocre. I think you'd have to say, like, here are what you have to achieve, X, Y, and Z, to get to where you want to
But
be.
I don't even think that would work because suppose as the employee, I think that you, the supervisor, are mediocre.
Yeah,
So
well,
maybe your
there's
opinion about me, I'm like, you think I'm mediocre?
That's a good
Everybody
point.
around here thinks you're mediocre.
Do
so now
mediocre bosses write into advice columns, though, to get advice? I
No, they do not.
Wait, they might.
You know, in
they
certain
don't.
levels of like corporate culture, though, they do what's called a 360-degree review, where the bosses get reviewed by the staff. Can we see more of that as well in life? I think that would actually
Yes.
help.
Actually, Cynthia, I have some ideas.
That would be very interesting.
Anyways.
Okay, so we have another problem to sort out. Apparently, people don't go out to dance anymore. I know. Charli XCX told Vogue that she has moved away from the electronic sound of her brat style of music for her next album, saying the dance floor is dead, so now we're making rock music. Is the dance floor dead? Are we ready for a rock revival?
I agree, the dance floor is not dead. The dance floor is going to outlive us all. The dance floor has always been with us. Have I been on a dance floor in the last 10 years?
No.
No, but I need it there just in case.
Why haven't you been for the last 10 years, would you say?
Because I dance in my kitchen. I don't like. I don't like going out.
Same with you.
But it's gonna live on forever thanks to Jess Allen.
It's better, that feeling. Do you know what I mean? The feeling of the dance floor.
Absolutely. If people are having sex, people are going dancing.
Yes!
It goes together.
hand.
And I know there has been a drop in the sex, which I find really upsetting. And I think as long as we're doing that, we're going to do that. The dance floor can never die.
But
It
I
is
think you
a
actually,
precursor.
that's maybe why. Like, I've said this before, I associate going out and dancing in clubs and whatever with hooking up and picking up. So that's not really on
Right,
the
you don't wanna
table
do
right
that.
now. So I don't dance as much. I do think rock music, the decline of it, has had an impact to a certain degree.
Okay.
I will just say that, like, there was a piece of me in the 90s, like, listening to, like, really angry women.
Yeah.
That jam. There was just a lot of 90s angst.
And that would bring you to the dance floor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it did. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And
I'm
I
looking
miss that.
forward to a rock revival. Not that rock has gone anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere, but I feel like rock often doesn't make like the top of the charts.
Yeah.
The way that maybe pop and hip hop do.
Interesting. I just feel like rock music for me is how you get me off the dance floor.
No way.
Yeah, as soon as I hear, there's no beat, there's no bass.
Oh my God.
It's just like, guitar
Do you know what?
after
No,
guitar,
hear me
and
out.
I'm like,
Do you know what
nah.
I was thinking? I was trying to think of like the last banger that got me wanting to move around.
Okay.
And it's like 2003, The White Stripes. What's it called? Seven Nation Army.
Yes.
Am I allowed to do? Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, wait. Show me how you dance to that on the dance floor.
Oh boy.
That's what I'm saying. It's head nodding. It's head nodding music. I'll say this much. I think. Exactly, you're thinking of it. It's like, yeah, you listen and you bop your head. You don't really shake your rump to that kind of music.
Angry.
I just feel like this generation, it's different. I don't want to do the whole like, back in our day, but we didn't have the phones. We're not worried about going viral for the wrong reason. When we went there, you got your outfit off layaway and then you went on the dance floor and you stayed there until you sweat out all the Aquanet. And I feel like the reason why it's dying is because those kids are so overly concerned. They also don't do a lot of face-to-face interaction. Like, if they're interested in you, you're gonna sooner get a DM than one of them coming up going, you wanna dance? And I think that is what's killing the dance floor. And I love rock music, but I don't think it's bringing people to the dance floor. But I'll tell you something, the old school folks are on the dance floor, because I go to those parties, salsa and merengue, the dance floor is packed. It's like, yes, sister.
Yes.
And I feel bad for these kids. They'll never know the pleasure of a good dance floor makeout.
Oh,
Remember those?
we're gonna know. They will.
Yeah.
They will.
No, they
Dancing's
will.
not dead, guys, yet. Okay. Coming
yet.
up next, how much should you take mom and dad into consideration when deciding where to live? So one woman says her parents are heartbroken that she's moving to Europe. We're gonna discuss this on the other side of the break.
This is very interesting.
A bunch of soft
Welcome back. Here's a question. How much should your parents factor into your life decisions? So a woman wrote to Carolyn Hack saying she's been offered a job in Europe, a dream opportunity for her, but her parents are heartbroken that she and the kids are moving away. She added that her parents have financially supported her over the years and their health is failing. As a result, she doesn't know whether to take the job. So what advice, Jess, we're starting with you, would you give here?
Oh, I just feel like either choice, you're dealing with a loss. And it would be so difficult. Personally, I don't think I could take the job. I would just be racked with guilt and then I'd be terrible at said job. But this woman is interesting. She's got two young kids. And so she's got those kids to consider as well. And like growing up in Europe for 4 to 5 years could be pretty enriching for them. So I think she just has to solve the parent problem and has to figure out how can I love you and care for you from afar and make like a firm plan in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting because you think I thought about it as a daughter and immediately thought I would have a lot of guilt leaving my mom and dad because, like this woman, she said they had paid for most of her school. They had really lived a lot of their life to support her. So she does, I think, feel indebted to them, which is different than having a parent that has been absent and now it's like, okay, now I'm
Right.
you know. So there is an indebtedness. But then I think about it as a mother, and I would not want my children to make decisions about their future. To protect me, I wouldn't.
My mom
I
would
love that.
Exactly.
No, I love
My
that.
mom would make me go.
I
love
would.
that. I love
As a
that.
mom, that's how
That's
I
a
would
really
feel.
great
So,
point.
Yeah.
I know Cynthia's not sharing the same opinion over there. Jaya, you're not going anywhere, darling.
I would be so devastated, but I would like to think that I would never let him know that. The thing is it's the grandkids piece, right?
Yeah.
So like I think I would do everything in my power to try to be there because it is one of my dreams is that I will eventually be a grandma. I think it's interesting though when I take this away from myself and I think about the situation that so many immigrant families go through, where they actually feel like out of necessity to have a better life, they send their kids off to go and make different choices. And for many cases, you never go back. Like my father-in-law was like that. Like he came over here of his own choice, but he never really went back to live near his parents. And I think that can also be out of necessity, but still very, very hard.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting that we were raised by a generation of people who left their home, everything they knew, some of us not even having the language, and then we started from scratch, and now a couple generations later, we're like, no, child, you have to stay here with mommy until you die.
That is interesting.
I think it's a little bit interesting, but I understand why you want your kids close to you. And in this situation, because I cared for my father to the end of his life, there's no way I'm leaving his side.
Yeah.
So I understand if she stays, because I don't think I could go. My mind would be everywhere but where it needed to be. But you know, Malcolm Gladwell, the author of Tipping Point, actually talked about this. And this is for someone who's younger, not someone who's already established and has children and ailing parents. But he says, you cannot become who you're meant to be if you stay where you started. And I think parents need to hear that. It's like this successful child that you want to turn into this wonderful adult, you do have to cut the cord and let them fly. And if that might mean them moving to another country, but that's the independence that you want.
I agree. I'll just
it is.
one
There's
last
a time
thing,
where you do have to come home.
which is that if you are choosing it just for the job alone, maybe it's just because of the money attached to that and whatever, and you haven't thought about all these other factors, job will never love you back.
Ooh,
so just like,
no, but then it's the experience.
it will never.
The job will never let you back.
No, love you back.
Okay.
Guys, great Canadian Dan Levy sparked debate recently with his hot take about babies on flights. Take a look.
What is a hill you're willing to die on?
I firmly believe there should be one airline flight with no babies.
What do you think, Emma? Is that fair? No babies on flights. Go.
So just after the pandemic started, I started shooting a TV show in Nova Scotia, and the production company paid, because of COVID, for my whole family, 2 one-year-old twins and my 2-year-old son to fly business class. Girl!
No, don't clap for
We
that.
get onto this plane, and the gentlemen with their whiskeys and their suits were like, and we were like, we're sitting up here with you fellas.
Yeah.
And the look on these men's faces was like, you gotta be kidding me. And the question is, did my babies ruin their flight? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. But they also ruined my flight, my husband's flight. So I understand the sort of motivation behind Dan's comment, but I also think, like, he can fly a private jet.
Remember
where the baby's gonna go?
Remember smoking sections in restaurants? Can't you just have like a baby section?
Yeah.
Never worked
The
with
back of the plane?
smoking. It never doesn't work for
It doesn't
babies.
with babies. You can still hear them.
Travels.
Yeah, the back of the plane.
The back of the plane. Why should the moms and the worst?
section
No,
off.
just a section.
Glass
No.
panels.
You know what? You have a good point, because there is first class and there's business class and then there's economy, and I think I would love for there to be a parent section so the parents don't have to get the eyes of everybody who's
That's
rolling their
true,
eyes when their
too.
baby cries. Because, like, you know she can't do anything about it, and if she could cork that baby, she would. So if you could just put them in a section where you're with people like, I get it, girl, here's a binky, here's a cookie.
Yeah.
That would make it easier on everybody, because you really can't quiet the
You know
kids
that
down.
people talk about this phenomenon of people, your baby crying on a plane and getting all these looks from people, and it happens all the time. And as somebody who traveled with 3 really small babies a lot, I never once had anyone go, "Tch," ever. Like, it has always been like, are you okay? You're doing
That's
great.
really
I have
sweet.
never.
I want to offer when I see moms now to like
Me
walk around and
too.
rock the
And
baby.
you're so
when I was
stressed.
breastfeeding, I had a lot of thoughts of helping out other kids, but I won't even say that. I never did. I never did.
God.
I wouldn't.
Cynthia.
Anyways. We're gonna just leave that there, guys.
Can you imagine?
When we get back,
breastfeeding
guys,
a stranger's baby?
right? It could
happens.
Stylist Erica Wark is here, who just had a baby. Okay. She's joining us with spring jackets you're gonna want to check out for yourselves. Stay with us. Welcome back. While a lightweight jacket is always a practical move for spring, our next guest says it's also a great way to up your style.
Yes, from fresh takes on the classic trends to crop silhouettes and sporty layers, she's here to break down the top jacket trends of this season. Please welcome stylist Erica Wark back to the show. All right, okay. I am not over this outfit, but we have a lot to get to. So let's get into the first trend, which is crop jacket trend.
Which I am modeling right now.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so listen, the crop jacket trend, there are so many different styles, cuts, textures, colors to talk about. I'm wearing one right now. This is from Doty, which is a really fabulous Canadian brand. I love the butter yellow. We talked about butter yellow on the show a few weeks ago, it being one of the big colors of the season. I also love that it's long sleeve, but you can easily ruche those sleeves up with this elastic band.
So retro.
It's super retro, and then the funnel neckline.
Oh, I love this.
I know.
I am obsessed with the funnel neckline, but you could also open it and it would have like a wider lapel, which is also super cool. So lots of different ways to style that. Now we're also seeing lots of other brighter colorways, like this gorgeous number from Zara. Just 69 bucks, faux suede, love the texture, makes it feel super luxe. I also love the double pocket detail, the lapel.
Those look
the
a little bit like
zipper.
nipple rings, but you were thinking it. You were thinking it.
Oh my gosh, I was not thinking that, but now that's all I see. Well, okay, well, see you later, coach. Anyway. Another thing that I cannot get enough of is print, and of course, leopard print is really a classic, right? And so this is from Smythe. I love the double-breasted option here, which is so pretty. It's kind of got that like Chanel vibe to it. The cropped is so pretty. This could easily be worn with a pair of dress pants, a pair of jeans, a skirt, so many different ways.
I like that.
And it's a silhouette that will really never go out of style. Now, for the transitional weather that we often have in the springtime, this is a really great option.
That's cute.
This is from Rudsack. Again, it's got that funnel collar, but I left it open here, so just to show you like how versatile that funnel collar can be. I love how it's got the quilting. The pale pink is so pretty. Again, pastels being so strong for spring. And again, you'll notice this like really great crop detail that has that natural elastic waistband that is just really fashion forward and a really great way to inject some soft color into your spring wardrobe. Last but not least, we're also seeing a lot of denim crop jackets, like this one from Michael Kors, done in a lighter wash. Again, I love the double lapel. It's got a bit of a 70s throwback vibe, which is so pretty. The smaller pocket detail, and I love the gold hardware because again, it just makes it feel a little bit more elevated.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So
Very
good,
exciting.
right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the utility trend next. What does that look like in terms of spring?
Yeah, so we talked about it back in the fall, and we highlighted the utility trend. We're seeing it still in the summer,
They're
which
everywhere.
I love. They really are.
Yeah.
Done in lots of, again, different textures and colors. We're also seeing them in a little bit more of an elevated feel and approach, which I think you'll love. But Jess, I think this one has your name
It does have my
all
name on it.
over
Yeah.
it. This one's from Aritzia. It literally matches your outfit. We did not do that on purpose.
This is like a chore
Done
coat.
in that gorgeous,
Oh my
this
God,
is like
I
a
love it.
chore style jacket.
Bill Cunningham.
Totally,
Yeah.
yes, totally. And I think the colorway is so pretty, that really bright cobalt blue.
Oh my God,
Perfect
I
for
love
the spring.
this. Sorry.
I mean, you might have to go home with it.
Yeah.
Just
So
saying.
cute.
It's very cute. It's done in a really great cotton canvas. It fits the ladies, which we always appreciate.
Yeah.
And I just think it's one of I mean, do I even need to be here? I'll see you later
I
on
want
the
to
other
hear
side.
more about the coat. I want to hear more about the coat.
No, this is a really great option because again, it can be dressed up, it can be dressed down. And again, if you're wearing neutrals underneath, it's like that perfect punch of color for the spring summer
It just
season.
makes me happy, this color.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It does.
What else you got?
Okay, so other utility style options that I wanted to show you. I love the traditional barn jacket that's still having a moment.
Love
This one's
it.
for Breitman, it's only $64. I love how it's got the faux suede collar and that darker brown because again, just makes it feel more elevated. And again, the gold hardware just makes it feel really fresh and exciting for the season. Something similar to what Jess is wearing, but more in a neutral, so if color's not your thing. This one's from Joe Fresh for only $59. And again, I love how they did the contrasting stitching because it just makes it feel a little bit more fancy, which is really fun. Yeah. Last but not least, we're also seeing it done in like a full texture moment, like this beautiful option from Susie Shear in that chocolate brown. And again, the black buttons also make it feel really, really elevated and fun for the season.
So cute.
All right, so Erica, you're saying that sporty jackets are also having a moment. Talk to us about this trend.
So bombers obviously are still going strong, which we love. That is such a classic. But we're also seeing them in different colors and textures. We're also seeing windbreakers having a big moment, which by the way, like windbreaker, you think, okay, what? That doesn't sound fashionable, but they're doing it in really fashionable ways. And by pairing it with feminine skirts and dresses, it makes it this really cool juxtaposition that's fresh for the season.
I'm kind of wearing a
You're doing it right now, truly. Okay, I wanted to show you this one though, because this.
Oh my gosh.
This, Andrea, is going to look so good on you.
Can I tell you?
Such a throwback.
I wanted
varsity.
this. Oh, I wanted this jacket in high school.
Right?
Oh, and I still want this jacket.
So this is a unisex jacket from Roots. I love that it's the classic white and black. Great contrast. And again, this is one of those jackets that you will never grow tired of in your closet. You will go to it almost every day, and you can wear it now in the spring, but easily wear it into the fall season as well.
It'll get worn in so
get that nice worn in look.
Absolutely.
Again, this jacket was hot when I was in high school, and it's still hot now.
This is what I'm saying. It is so timeless, so timeless. Okay, so some other really great options that I wanted to show you guys is that we've got lots of color, which we love, okay? So if you are not a neutral girly and you want to pop a color in your wardrobe, this is the season to pick things up. This one's from Canada Goose. Again, a little bit more cropped, classic bomber, but in a windbreaker fabric. And this is in that beautiful purple. We're also seeing hot pink back, which is great. This is from Mernini. And this is like your traditional raincoat, but done again in a more modern cut, which is really fun. And then we're also seeing some really great options in the vest category, and then also in like a cropped category.
Oh, this is fun.
Isn't this fun?
I love
how shiny this is. This one's from Zara,
so
only $59 in that olive green. And then this one's from Moose Knuckles, really, really fun. This is a great layering piece for those transitional days that also has the option with the hood, which we love.
So great, Erica.
So much
I feel like no spring roundup is complete without touching on the trench coat. It's a
Yes.
classic. Well, what fresh takes are it for this season?
We're seeing lots of different cuts. We're seeing cropped trenches. We're seeing looser style trenches. We're seeing color. We're seeing print. But Cyn, I think you are going to want to go home.
You look so good
in this jacket. It is so good. This baby is from Danier. It's got that. Yes, Danier's back, baby. Look at that funnel collar. It's so good. That oversized collar done in that classic khaki colorway. This also comes in navy. I love the wider sleeve, the cocoon style silhouette. Again, very fresh for the trench category. But then these cuffs you can also tighten a little bit if you want them sort of ruched. Like there's just so many different ways to style this coat.
You look so good.
You gotta get this jacket, Cyn.
It's giving glamour. So glamorous.
So good. You're
keep going.
Okay, so other styles that we're seeing, as I mentioned, trenches in cropped as well. This one's from Dynamite for under $100. This is gonna look similar to what I'm wearing right now because it's got that really great adjustable waistband, which we love so much to make it feel even more cropped if you want. Or if you're wanting a longer style silhouette, lots of great options out there. Like this gorgeous Hillary Macmillan with a double-breasted detail. It comes with 2 different styles of belts. And to be honest, you could even wear this closed up as a dress. Because check out this sleeve. How pretty is that?
Spice up your Friday night.
Right? This is a moment. I love it so much. And Hillary Macmillan does such a great job with their trenches and jackets overall. Then we're also seeing lots of fun prints, like this checkered option done in a raincoat style, but in a trench silhouette. This one's from Winners for just $69.
Wow.
And then last but not least, we're also seeing some really bright and fun options like this gingham option for just $129 from Zara.
That is so
right? So good.
It's just so happy, and you're so happy.
Oh, you make me so happy.
We love coat shopping with you. It's one of our favorite segments.
Me too.
So thank you so much. Now, don't forget to head to our YouTube channel after the show for a whole recap.
Up next, we find out more about the Canadian premiere of Clyde's, a show that's being compared to The Bear. Stay with us. you're a fan of high-stakes kitchen dramas like The Bear, our next guest is bringing that same heat to the Toronto stage.
Yeah, she's a mainstay of Canada's theatre scene, and today she's here to talk about her role as the tough-as-nails boss in the Canadian premiere of Clyde. Please welcome the incredible Sophia Walker.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me. Okay, so as I mentioned off the top, the play is being compared to The Bear. And so tell us a little bit about the play, and do you think that that comparison is accurate?
So I play Clyde, a woman who was formerly incarcerated, and her mission is to only hire individuals who spent time in prison to give them an opportunity. It's a truck stop diner shop.
Love.
And, you know, these characters, they all have such unique backgrounds like The Bear. These are characters that are rough around the edges. They've got some tough stories, and I think that would be the closest to, and there's comedy.
I like that.
I'll make you laugh. Same time.
That's good. That's good.
Now, some of the reviews after the Broadway premiere said Clive, your character, was evil. Do you agree?
I like that.
Evil.
You know what? She is misunderstood. She runs a tight shift. She is tough as nails. She can be aggressive, but you were talking about a woman who spent time in prison, bounced back, made something. Because the play is about second chances, it's redemption, it's about people trying to find their way back into society, and she's done that. But it took a lot.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes when a woman is a real boss, it can come off like mean, but no, she just is
She's doing her job.
She's doing what needs to be done.
Absolutely. And as we mentioned off the top, Sophia, you've been in the theater world for a very long time, and I understand that you really dive in and do the research for a role. So how did you prepare for Clyde?
The first thing I did was I watched The Alabama Solution. It was a now Oscar-winning documentary on Netflix. And I looked at the prison system in America, prison system here in Canada, and I was looking at sort of what life is like out of prison. You know, it's tough to spend time and then get out and try to find your way again.
Yeah.
So what I wanted was to ground myself in the honesty of people's stories that had spent time in prison to get a better sense of how do you then bring that to the stage as honest as you can.
That's fantastic. All right, speaking of tough, you started this theater season with a spellbinding performance in Slave Play. Now, this is a controversial play by Jeremy O. Harris about the three interracial couples that undergo experimental therapy to address issues in their relationship. And for those of you who are unaware, when the show debuted in the Off-Broadway in 2018, there were staged walkouts, a petition with 6,000 signatures calling for the production to be shut down. And despite the 12 Tony nominations, they walked away empty-handed. So, what was it like being a part of the Canadian production of this play?
Terrifying. I was afraid, but at the end of the day, I am in a place in my life where I want to be a truth teller. I want to look at the stories that make us uncomfortable, but also are honest. When you are dealing with trauma, when you are dealing with your own issues when it comes to mental health, it is messy, it is not linear. And one thing that Jeremy O'Hara speaks on is the working class, the marginalized, that for us to find healing, it's not easy. And sometimes it's going to make people uncomfortable. We'd like to think that we just need to go to a yoga class and drink our green juice and we'll be happy. But it's not that. And I wanted to embrace that. And the audience was ready for it. I mean, I loved being able to have other women who looked like me say thank you.
Oh, that's amazing.
For taking the risk, for telling the part of the story that people just don't want to, they don't want to hear it.
That's fantastic. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
I mean, this is the thing. This is the reason why theater and film exists, is to make us sort of challenge our ideas and make us feel uncomfortable. Now, I will say the Toronto Star recently called you the busiest actor in Toronto. You've got 5 big roles in 5 major productions this season alone. So you're an ambitious woman, you're a successful woman. How do you maintain that hustle without going into burnout?
You know what? It's first off, picking the roles right now. They're coming at me at a time when I'm ready for it. I'm hungry for it. But I'm also old enough now to recognize, like, leave the work at home, leave the work at work. And when you're at home, you're at home. So my partner, my dog, my family, my friends are my anchor. So I can do my job because I want to do it. And then when I go home, I really can let that stuff stay at home.
Homework.
No method acting, bringing it up. You're not doing it.
I mean, sometimes it does, and my partner checks me and is like, oh, right, you know what? Let me take the dog for a walk.
Hey, listen, the characters in Clyde's are obsessed with like finding the perfect sandwich. What constitutes a perfect sandwich? And in real life, your personal sandwich involves focaccia bread, pesto, tofurkey, and sun-dried tomatoes. So we thought maybe a little taste test is in order. Kwame,
I was on board until I heard tofurkey, but I'm gonna give it a try.
I'm gonna give it a try.
It's a first-time experience.
This is my first time having tofurkey, I think.
Okay. Well,
did you design this sandwich yourself, or your character did?
Sophia did.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Here goes tofurkey.
I'm not mad about it. It's not bad. I like the pesto.
We got some dry bread here, but I blame the team.
It's all between
I wouldn't have done it like that. I would have shredded that up.
I know, this is like a giant piece. Who did this to me?
That's just rude.
Oh, I know. On TV, no less. Thanks a lot, Mommy.
So this is Sophia's perfect sandwich, not your perfect
No,
sandwich.
this
What's
is
your
not
perfect
Clyde.
sandwich?
No, this is Sophia's.
Yeah.
Clyde doesn't eat the sandwiches.
Clyde doesn't eat the sandwiches.
She keeps it real. The thing about the show is Clyde's all about running a business. And it is the characters that are in her kitchen who are inspiring each other. Because all I want to do is make sure my business is running. But through making sandwiches, it becomes this creative, competitive way of finding hope, to regain their power again, to understand, like, you are more than the mistakes you made, because it's a story about second chances and redemption.
Well, this sandwich doesn't need redemption. It's very, very good, Sophia. You're an absolute wonderful person. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, if you're in the Toronto area, Clyde's is on stage until April 26th at the Bluma Apple Theatre, and we're going to be right back.
Thank you.
Good.
I was like, what? I can't believe it.
Welcome back. So, because we just had Sophia on the show talking about her perfect sandwich, we were thinking, like, I want to know what your
Oh, for me, it is a ham and cheese sandwich, but specifically at a restaurant in Buenos Aires, Argentina, called Papián de la Plata. I know it's a long distance, but I would take a $10 cab ride to get that sandwich. It was so good. Ham and cheese toasted with love, and made with love. I don't know. It was just it's an Argentinian way of making it. It was so good.
Was there a guy involved in this story?
Maybe.
Anyways,
Cynthia, maybe.
Do you have a perfect sandwich?
Perfect sandwich is very controversial. I mean, the time and a place for everything, but sometimes it's just a simple, beautifully done egg salad on white bread.
It has to be beautifully done.
It has to be beautifully done.
Tuna, toasted tuna.
I love you got me onto that again.
Yeah.
I forgot
Guys,
about
I'm going
tuna.
to beat you, all of you, because I'm going to go with the falafel sandwich. And a perfect falafel sandwich is the best thing ever, and I'm just going to...
Oh, that's controversial.
Sandwich? I know.
I don't know. Like, is a hot dog a sandwich? These mind-blowing questions are brought to you every day at the social.
That's true. Yeah.
This is what we do.
Can we talk about next week on the social?
Yeah, we're better.
It is going to be very exciting. Josh Groban is going to be here to chat about his new album. Plus, everyone loves Succession. Cousin Greg is going to be here, Nicholas Braun, to tell us about his new movie, The Sheep Detectives. And Scottish actor Peter Capaldi, he was Doctor Who. He's going to drop by to talk about a new crime thriller called Criminal Record. Thanks also to Emma for being here today.
Thanks, Emma.
Thanks, Emma. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
We're good.